verses 25. Now his elder son was in the field, and as he came and drew nigh to the house, he heard music and dancing. And he called one of the servants and asked what these things meant. And he said unto him, Thy brother is come, and thy father has killed the fatted calf, because he has received him safe and sound. And he was angry and would not go in. Therefore came his father out and entreated him. And he was answering said to his father, Lo, these many years do I serve thee, neither transgressed I at any time thy commandments, and yet thou never gavest me a kid, that I might make merry with my friends. But as soon as this thy son was come, which had devoured thy living with harlots, thou hast killed for him the fatted calf. And he said unto him, Son, thou art ever with me, and all that I have is thine. It was meet that we should make merry and be glad. For this thy brother was dead, and is alive again, and was lost, and is found. Praise God. Isn't this a wonderful story? I've known this story for so long, but today the Father wants us to see from a different perspective. We've heard many preachings about it, but today what God wants us to understand is that He wants us to console Him. He wants us to love Him. We should not be too much concerned about ourselves. You see, Jesus spoke about a man that has lost his sheep and found it, and a woman that had lost her coin and found it, and they were all happy, rejoicing. Made the whole neighbors know about it. The friends, they got to hear about it, they rejoiced. And now he said, when a sinner repents, heaven is so glad. See, the angels, there is joy in the presence of the angels of God in heaven. Why? Because a sinner repents. See, there is more joy than 99 righteous people who have not sinned. We are 99 righteous people, we haven't done anything wrong. The angels are happy, alright? But the moment someone repents, their joy increases. The Father's joy increases. It doesn't mean that they don't like us or anything, they do. But the fact that someone else has come back to the Father, was born again, it makes him happy. So now that we have many brothers and sisters that are lost, our Father's heart is grieved. Remember this boy, the prodigal son, he left the house and his father was sad. His father was so sad that his son, his younger son, left. And remember, this younger son, definitely he will also become an heir of the father. So now that the son left, the father did not stop him from leaving. He couldn't stop him. He was grown enough to decide for himself. So now is my time, I need to have my inheritance. And this guy, guess what he went to do? Spend time with pigs. He couldn't do anything better. He wasted his money on prostitutes, on riotous living, and then he ended up cleaning pigs and feeding pigs. So when it was coming back home, guess what? His clothes were torn. He looked dirty. He looked very filthy. He smelled like pigs. But the father always was looking, waiting, hoping. When will my son come back? Let us see something in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. First Corinthians chapter 13, verses number 4. Let us read together. 1 Corinthians 13 verses 4. It says, 4 downwards. It says, love suffers long and is kind. Love envies not. Love does not boast itself. It is not puffed up, does not behave itself unseemly or rudely, seeks not her own, is not easily provoked, thinks no evil, rejoices not in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. Love never fails, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we know in part, and we shall prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child, I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know, even as I am known. Now abides faith, hope, love. These three, but the greatest of these is love. The Father loved the Son so much. And because of his love for the Son, he hoped and knew that the Son would be what? Back. His love for the Son gave him hope. His love for the Son gave him hope. He made him believe that his Son will come back. Love hopes all things. He did not give up on the Son. You could see already that the older brother has given up. Had given up on the Son. He was not concerned about his lost brother any longer. He was concerned about himself, what he can get, working hard so that he would get the Father's approval. Working hard so that he would get the rest of the estate. That is what the oldest brother wanted to have. Working hard so that the Father would give him the best. He was not concerned about consoling the Father. He did not console his Father. He didn't say, Father, don't worry, everything will be okay. Our baby brother will be back. My baby brother will be back. He said, Father, I'm here to make you happy. You know I love you. I'll go and look for him. The Bible doesn't say when to look for him. But the Father was on the lookout for him. Because the Father loved him. But this brother was supposed to console the Father. He was supposed to tell the Father, listen, Daddy, I will go look for him for you. I will search for him for you. I am here for you. Don't be sad. I will make you happy. I will make you glad. I will console you. Father, let us go out. Let us just go have some nice time together. Let us go to the restaurant and eat together. Let us have a feast, hoping that our brother will come back. Let us invite friends and have a feast and celebrate, hoping, knowing that our brother will come back. I'll go with the servants to look for these guys. That wasn't his concern. His concern was about himself. And when the older brother came and the Father was so happy and glad, and the Father expressing his joy, expressing his love, the guy got angry. He got angry, he got bitter. So I've been serving you all these years. Look at all the services, all the things I've been doing. I worked so hard in a vineyard. Cannot even give me a little cow, little sheep, goat to kill and be happy, rejoice, do a little house party with my friends. But this bastard son of yours, this foolish son of useless son of, look. He came back, look at what you're doing for him. But the Father was so good. He was supposed to be happy. The moment the brother came home, this brother, if he heard the dancing, the rejoicing, you see, he was so occupied working in the field. You know, so he was coming back home from work when he heard the dancing and rejoicing. And he asked, what is going on? They said, your brother is back and they're having a party for him. The guy got so angry. He said, no! This can't be. I've been working all these years. said, I won't go inside, I'll stay out. And the father saw him. The Bible said the father ran out to him. What's wrong, son? Complained to the father. You see, but what he was supposed to do, he was supposed to go there when he heard there was a party. Say, Father, he's back. Hug his brother. Give him a kiss. Say, Father, today is a happy day. How can the servants rejoice more than a brother? How can the servants be more happy than a brother? See, the angels are not supposed to be full of joy more than us. They're not supposed to express more joy in the presence of God more than us. Because we understand what it means to be lost. They don't. They don't. We understand what it means to be in darkness. They don't. They've never been. So when someone is lost and is found, we should understand the value of this person's soul. We should understand the value of Jesus' sacrifice and see how much the Father gave for us, for them. So console and comfort the Father. Tell him, Father, we'll be fine. The others will come back home. Father, this is why I'm here to worship you. I want to touch your heart today. I want to make you happy. Because every single day is grieving over the rest that are lost. Looking at when are they coming back? The Father is just thinking, when are they coming back? I gave my son to die for these guys. But they're not accepting him. And those who accepted him, there are those also who have forsaken Christ. Living their lives anyhow. Who will go out there and bring them back to me. Father's always looking out. Looking out. Looking out. And is grieved over that. But his sons, those in the vineyard, are supposed to console the Father. Giving him worship. Because the Bible says he seeks for true worshipers. Who worship him in spirit and what? So when you give him for what he seeks for, at least he'll be happy. You'll be happy. You'll be happy. Say, Father, relax. Let your heart be at peace. He will come back. I promise that to you. I will intercede for him. I will go out with the servants and go look for him. I'll do my best to find my brother. But in the meantime, Father, just accept my worship as a sweet smelling aroma. Accept my praises. Enjoy with my fellowship. Let me show you my love. Let me comfort you. Let me spend time with you. When you spend time with the Father, it gets his mind off of all these things. You see, when your Father is grieved over your brothers, let's say that you have a brother that dies and your father is so sad, your mother should be thinking a lot. What you're supposed to do as a good child, you're supposed to tell your mother and father, it will be okay. Don't worry. You know, you're supposed to spend time with them to make them happy, to get their minds off of it. Say, don't worry, but I'm here. Yeah, but dear God, I'm here for you. Don't worry. I'm here for you. You take them out to eat. Get their minds off of what has happened. You buy them gifts. Get their mind off of what has happened. Spend time with them. You crack jokes to make them happy. You know, but if there is a loss and you're not making things better, you are just saying, you know, even when he was alive, even when she was alive, she was stubborn, she was rebellious, so it's good that she's gone. At least you have your peace of mind. What a child is that? What kind of child? This child is very selfish. You see, we must be concerned about the Father, his desires, what makes him happy and sad and glad. But guy that was working was not concerned about the Father's heart. He did not know the Father's heart. He was not concerned about the Father's joy. He was doing a lot of things for himself, not for the Father. What he could have done, yes, he should continue to work, but he has to discern and ask himself, what is my father going through? My brother's been gone for so, he's not yet back. Definitely my father's not happy. What can I do to get my father's mind off of that? Definitely the father was always talking about it. Asking the servants, have you seen that king or that master? Because he was also a lord or a master over the servants, the son. Father will ask if they've seen his son. The servants will be like, no. Father will ask the older brother will be like, no. I wonder the things going on in the mind of the older brother. This stupid boy. He left. That's his own business. He can go. I'll have all the estate to myself. You know, Christians, when we lose our brothers and sisters, when people are not saved, they're not born again, it doesn't do anything to us. Even when someone loses their job, makes us happy, so because, well, you get your promotion. You know? But we must know the Father's heart. We have to be moved with what moves him. We have to be touched with the feelings, with his feelings, with what he goes through. Don't think that he doesn't grieve. He grieves. Don't think that he does not need your worship. He needs it. This is what will console his heart. This is what will comfort him. You are the one who will comfort your Father. When the Bible says Christ in you is the hope of glory, it's not hope of glory just for the world, but you're the one that brings hope to your Father as well. Say, Father, there is hope for the world. There is hope for my brothers. And your Father looks at you and says, you're a wise kid, different from your brothers. So every single day when your Father is going through tough times, he comes to you. He comes to your address. When things are not going on well, if let's say there is a bombing that has taken place and many people have died, it grieves him. And when he's sad, you know where he will go to? He will come to your address. He will come there because he knows you will console him. You'll be sleeping in the morning, he'll wake you up to worship him. He'll come to you. When his heart is grieved, is sad, he will come and look for you because he knows that you will give him what he wants. He's seeking for true worshipers. When you give him true work, it consoles his heart. It makes him joyful. It gives him comfort. So when people are dying, when the devil is taking the lives of many, and other churches, other Christians are going wayward, pursuing the devil, money and all that, and the Father sees that, he wonders, oh, what is wrong with my people? I'm giving them my Holy Spirit, everything that I need to give them. Why are you doing this? The Father goes through a lot of grievances every day. So now the Father will be seeking for true worshipers, someone to comfort him. And because you have decided in your heart you won't be selfish, you have decided you will not disobey the Father, you will not live for your own flesh, you will live for him. He will come to you. And you'll see, you'll be sleeping, you're there, his presence will just come over you. And suddenly you just feel like worshiping him. Suddenly you feel like adoring him. You feel like just lifting up his name suddenly. And you don't know why. But it's because he needs comfort. And the moment you do that, he feels so happy. You put a smile on his face. And he's glad, he's happy to be around you. He's happy to be around you. Let me give you an example. If every time you come here, you know, I make you sad and I make you feel bitter, and quote unquote the good news I bring to you from the Bible is bitter news, you know, and how sinful you are. Of course, that's what many preachers do. You're stubborn, you stubborn sheep, rebellious sheep, you know, disobedient sheep. Just listen to the shepherd. You know, if that is how it is. Because every time you go to the church, you are still expecting bad news. You know that you'll be whipped and caned today. Today again, you wouldn't want to hang out, such a way. You wouldn't even want to come here. You get what I mean? But when you come and you're always hearing good news, exciting news, say, wow, I want to go hear more. You would like to even abide in that place, not just visit. You want to abide there so you can hear more. You can hear more. So the reason why the tangible manifestation of the glory of God does not abide with many of us is because God doesn't find comfort around us. He doesn't find encouragement around us. He doesn't find joy around us. It grieves His Holy Spirit. He doesn't find love around us. But when we have created an atmosphere where we always, we don't just preach the good news of a kingdom to others, but we give good news to the Father also. We bring Him good report, glad tidings. Tell Father, I have good news for you today. So what is it, my son? Father, this is what I want to do at my workplace, so that you'll be happy for your kingdom to be established there. Father said, wow, good news indeed. You're bringing good reports. So when you become a person that always cares about your Father's needs, that always is full of the cares of the kingdom, not the cares of this world, full of the love of God, concerned with the Father's heart, Father comes around you always. You feel His tangible presence always around you. He likes to abide around you. You don't just feel His presence sometimes in churches, but it's always around you. Because He loves to be around you. He knows around you, He will, we say that in His presence there is what? Fullness of joy. But guess what? He wants your presence to be full of what? Joy. He wants to find joy in our presence. In our presence. In our presence. In our presence. So when He comes into our presence, He should be able to find joy in our presence, love, peace. An atmosphere that is conducive for Him. So Father, you're welcome. And He abides. Already He lives in us, but His tangible glory will abide with us, upon us. That is when we come across people, when we communicate with people, they feel the difference. They sense the presence. Because that glory is around us, and He loves to be around us. So when you're a person that is always, tell the Father you love Him, you're concerned. But the Father said, Father, what is going on with you today? What happened? What took place? How was your day? What is going on in the world? What has taken place in the world that has hurt you so much? Say, Father, come. I have something to tell you. Father, I love you. And He gets happy. He gets so happy. Don't think that your love doesn't do anything for Him. Sometimes your Father might come to you showing a dream or a vision. And maybe you might read in a newspaper or on the internet. He will bring your mind to it that some souls got saved somewhere. Something took place somewhere. When you see that you have to be full of joy, rejoice more than the angels. Father will be so happy. And then He abides. Let us show Him love. Would you console Him? Will you comfort Him? Will you be that good child who will console the heart of the Father? Who will not just be concerned about your job, money, but even in the workplace, you're working for Him to bring His kingdom. So you console Him. You say, Father, I know what these people are doing. I know the darkness in this place. But I promise you, with the help of the Holy Spirit, I'll establish your kingdom here. So I love you, Father, everywhere you are. Father, you share your day with Him. You share your day with Him. Father, my day has not been going on well, but I just want to tell you I love you. So I say, count it all joy in the midst of what? Trials. So when you're going through trials, you count it joy. He likes that. He likes that. So this is what the Father wants us to know today. Seeking for true worshipers means seeking for those who console him. Seeking for those who make him joyful. Seeking for those who will keep him company. Who will make him happy. Seeking for those who will comfort him. Who will touch his heart. Seeking for those who will take the grievances of his heart. Because he's grieving over a lot of things that his children are allowing the devil to do among them and also in the world. So when you decide to be different, be concerned about it. You say, Father, how come they have that gift, me, I don't have that gift? They have all these gifts. What about me? They just got born again not long ago, and they can do this and do that. What about me? I've been born again for many years. Any Christians that do that? What kind of nonsense is that? What kind of child is that? Deserves some slap. What kind of child is that? And I look at them, and the angels just looks at you. This foolish boy. They don't understand why we hate each other because of gifts. See, these guys have been lost their minds. They don't understand why we complain because of the Father exalting others. They don't understand why we speak against others. I say, what's wrong with these guys? Why are they being bitter against each other? Don't we have the same Father? Don't they proceed from the same womb? Don't we have the same Spirit? Why are they fighting? Instead of rejoicing over one another, we must rejoice over one another. Unnecessary things. When you do the Father's will, when you do what touches Him, you wouldn't worry about gifts. He would just give them to you. Because your Father will come to you and He will see that, yes, this my child here makes me always happy. Let me just give him one gift. When the things you're not looking for, He will just come and give it to you. The Bible said, delight in what? The Lord. And He shall what?
Grant your desires, your heart desires.
Amen. Delight in the Lord, and He shall give you the desires of your heart. Many of us don't know that. Don't know how to delight in Him. How to delight in Him. How to delight in Him. Delight in the Lord. In Psalm 37 verses 4. Psalm 37 verse 4. It says, delight thyself also in the Lord, and He shall give thee the desires of thine what? Heart. So as you delight yourself in Him, you make Him happy. Then He gives you the desires of your heart. Spend your time with Him daily. Everywhere you are, delight in Him. Make Him smile. Put a smile on His face. Say, Daddy, you're the best. You are wonderful. You're handsome. You know, once upon a time, I think, I was listening to this guy, and he said one time Jesus appeared to him. And when the Lord Jesus Christ appeared to him, he was just there sitting down watching TV. Then he said Jesus walked through the wall. Just watching TV, Jesus walked through the wall and came. And he asked the Lord, like the Lord looked sad on His face. face. She didn't say anything, he just wanted to listen to the Lord. And the Lord came and sat next to him. The Lord said, I'm grieved today. And I said, because I'm grieved over the loss of a loved one. To someone he loved dearly, lost their life, and unfortunately they went to hell. And Jesus said, I'm grieved today. So I just needed someone to share this with. I know you got someone to share this with. So which shows the Lord needs our company. Why did he make human beings? Angels cannot worship him as we do. They cannot give him that intimate feel. An angel can never say I love you to God. You know, years ago as I was meditating scripture, when the Lord embarked me on the journey of worship, so the Lord started to explain to me that it's very important that we worship and we love him. As I meditated upon John chapter 4 about the true worshipers, you understand that it's very important to love and worship, because angels cannot give that to him. No angel has ever opened their mouth and said, I love you. They can't. They just praise him. Holy, glory, honor, power, majesty, might belongs to you. But they can't say, I love you. It's only us. Just as when you have servants in the house, servant will not come and tell you I love you. You don't even have that relationship with a servant. You just say I love you like, hey, what's wrong with you? Yeah, but master, I love you. So as a child, that is expected to say I love you to the Father. So the angels don't have that kind of communion. They don't have that kind of access. So you were made for intimacy, for communion, for close fellowship. That is why you are at his right hand. That is the highest place of intimacy, communion with the Father. So your worship does something great to him, because he made you just like him. You understand? An animal cannot give you the fellowship you need. An animal can't. It takes another human being. The same way an angel cannot give to God what his heart looks for. It takes a man with the Spirit of God, because he placed you in his class. Only a man born again in his own image and likeness can give him what his heart desires. So he has placed you in his class, in his levels, for you to give him what he's seeking for. The angels cannot please him, you can please him. They cannot touch his heart like that. You can. You have what it takes. You can have many dogs and pets. People refuse to have husbands and wives, they rather have pets. Oh, the pet do see. This story, this woman had a dog. I think you were telling me the story some time ago. She had a dog and she had millions of dollars. When she died, she left all the millions of dollars for the dog. She refused to give any money to the children. Millions of dollars to the dogs. Millions of dollars. So the government stepped in. Said this is not right. What will the dog do with millions of dollars? See how foolish some human beings can be sometimes blind. God made Eve to have fellowship with. The Bible says Adam could not find a companion among the animals. He could not find any suitable for himself. There was none among the animals Adam could say, this can be someone who can show me love. But when he saw the woman, Adam said, hey, bone of my bone, the flesh of my flesh. But the Bible says we are the bone of the bones of Jesus and the flesh of his flesh. So the day you got born again, Jesus said, this is the bride that will make me happy. God looks at you and says, you are the one that ought to bring you pleasure. Not the angels, not the 24 others, not the living creatures. You have been ordained to be with them, to bring them joy. So let us just spend 10 minutes just loving him. Guess what he went to do? Spend time with pigs. He couldn't do anything better. He wasted his money on prostitutes, on riotous living, and then he ended up cleaning pigs and feeding pigs. So when he was coming back home, guess what? His clothes were torn. He looked dirty. He looked very filthy. He smelled like pigs. But the father always was looking, waiting hoping, when will my son come back? Let us see something in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. First Corinthians chapter 13. You know, he wants us to love him. We should not be too much concerned about ourselves. You see, Jesus spoke about a man that has lost his sheep and found it, and a woman that had lost her coin and found it, and they were all happy, rejoicing. Made the whole neighbors know about it. The friends, they got to hear about it, they rejoiced. And now he said, when a sinner repents, heaven is so glad. See, the angels, there is joy in the presence of the angels of God in heaven. Why? Because a sinner repents. See, there is more joy than 99 righteous people who have not sinned. We are 99 righteous people who haven't done anything wrong. The angels are happy, alright? But the moment someone repents, their joy increases. The Father's joy increases. It doesn't mean that they don't like us or anything. They do. You know, but the fact that someone else has come back to the Father, was born again, it makes him happy. So now that we have many brothers and sisters that are lost, our Father's heart is grieved. Remember this boy, the prodigal son. He left the house and his father was sad. His father was so sad that his son, his younger son, left. And remember, this younger son, definitely he will also become an heir of the father. So now that the son left, the father did not stop him from leaving. He couldn't stop him. He was grown enough to decide for himself. He said, now is my time, I need to have my inheritance. And this guy went, which had devoured thy living with harlots, thou hast killed for him the fatted calf. And he said unto him, Son, thou art ever with me, and all that I have is thine. It was meet that we should make merry and be glad. For this thy brother was dead, and is alive again, and was lost, and is found. Praise God. Isn't this a wonderful story? You know, I've known this story for so long, but today the Father wants us to see from a different perspective. We've heard many preachings about it, but you know, today what God wants us to understand is that He wants us to console Him. Verses 25. Now his elder son was in the field, and as he came and drew nigh to the house, he heard music and dancing. And he called one of the servants and asked what these things meant. And he said unto him, Thy brother is come, and thy father has killed the fatted calf, because he has received him safe and sound. And he was angry and would not go in. Therefore came his father out and entreated him. And he was answering said to his father, Lo, these many years do I serve thee, neither transgressed I at any time thy commandments, and yet thou never gavest me a kid, that I might make merry with my friends. But as soon as this thy son was come,